Good morning and welcome to the September 24th Mesa City Council study session. At the beginning, we'd like to excuse Vice Mayor Kavanaugh and Councilmember Glover, who are out of town and are excused from today's meeting. The first item on our agenda is to review the agenda for our meeting next Monday on September 28th. So, Council, currently I believe everything is on the consent agenda, but let's go through it and make sure that we're comfortable leaving things on the consent. Agenda item 4 has to do with several different purchasing contracts. I believe Mr. Richards has a question about 4D, the replacement sport utility vehicles.
Yeah, I just wondering if
hit your mic.
Oh yeah, thanks. Sorry, I still haven't got the hang of that after 7 years. I was just hoping we could get some visibility on that for the upfit for those Tahoes. I know we had some dialogue this week about the upfit costs. This reflects the purchase of the vehicles, which is good, and I appreciate that. And I know that the upfit costs are approved on a separate agenda from this, but I was just hoping that we could have that linkage so we could understand and the public could understand the total cost of police cars. So when we were out having those dialogues, that total cost of police cars is not $42,000, it's $58,000. And these things are expensive and they have a lot of high-tech equipment in them. But that linkage isn't on the agenda. I don't really have good visibility on it. So if we could just, and I know we've done the quotes already, so if we could just add a note to the council report and the agenda so we have visibility on that, I would appreciate it.
Councilmember Richards, we'd be glad to do that. And you have it exactly right. We do split those costs because one of those, the upfitting cost is on a separate contract. This is actually for the vehicle acquisition itself. But we could put that together. We'd
and
be
I think
happy
in
to do
the
it.
future, as we do stuff like that, just if we make that linkage so we can understand what our total costs are. Because for a long time, I didn't really make that connection until this agenda. So I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
Be very happy to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Continue with the purchase contracts, agenda item 4. There are no other questions. Agenda item 5 are resolutions. And then 6 is a couple of zoning cases, and 7 is a subdivision plat approval. So it looks like we're okay with the consent agenda for on Monday. Great. Next item on our agenda then for this morning's meeting is to hear a presentation and discuss an update on the 2016 Employee Benefits Program. Gary, welcome.
Thank you. Morning, Mayor and Council. Each year about this time, we like to come and spend just a few minutes with you and let you know what the Employee Benefits Program will look like for the following year, starting in January, as well as identify for you some important changes that we anticipate employees will see next year. This first slide that I have for you is really just an overview of the primary benefit offerings that are in place today. Probably, as you know, we have a medical plan, we've got a dental plan, we've got a vision plan. We offer both basic and supplemental life insurance, and we have a voluntary short-term disability program. All of these primary benefit offerings are funded through a variety of sources, including contributions from the city, employee and retiree premium contributions. We do get some subsidy from the Arizona State Retirement System, and there is some trust fund investments that's included in that trust fund as well. With regard to the medical plan, probably, as you know, employees have not seen premium increases in their medical rates for 3 years. Unfortunately, for 2016, that trend is not going to be able to continue. Our benefit consultants are advising us that they are anticipating us seeing somewhere around a 6.4% increase in medical costs. That translates into two things. One, about the city will need to come up with about an additional $1.4 million in additional contributions, and employees will see premium increases in their plans that I'll show to you in just a minute. On the retiree side of the house, we are not recommending any increases to retiree premiums. Those plans were separated out a number of years ago, and they are rated separately on their own. And from an actuarial perspective, from anticipated cost and premium revenue, those plans seem to be holding steady. On this slide, I really just want to call your attention to the very last column that's highlighted in yellow. It identifies what the anticipated increase in employee premiums will be next year. At the very top, our basic plan is really, we refer to it as our 50-50 plan. It's our catastrophic plan. It will remain to be free for employees, as has been in the past, but employees that are on either the choice plan or the copay plan will see increases ranging anywhere from $6 a month to $29 a month. We want you to know that we don't take premium increase recommendations lightly. There's lots of conversation with our consultants, our past experience, trend line analysis. We have lots of conversations with the city manager's office, with budget, and with our employee groups, the Employee Benefits Task Force in particular. And we wish we could keep premiums the same all the time, but as you know, with rising medical costs, sometimes an increase in premiums is inevitable. With regard to our dental plan, we are not increasing any changes or increases in premiums there. You might remember that last year we contracted with Delta Dental of Arizona, and we told our employees that if you would go to a Delta Dental dentist, you would see both the employee and the city would see savings. And I'm happy to report to you that we're seeing somewhere between a 95 to 98% in-network utilization in that Delta Dental network. So I'm happy to tell you the dental plan is doing very well. The vision plan, after a competitive bid this year, we are going to stay with our current carrier, VSP. There will be a slight increase in those premiums ranging anywhere from 47 cents a month to $1.69, depending on what plan and what level of coverage the employee has. We have not seen any rate increases in the vision plan in 4 years. Next year, we are also going to have a new short-term disability carrier, the Hartford. Currently, we have Mutual of Omaha. I'm happy to tell you that after that competitive bid process, employees who participate in the short-term disability program are going to see about a 30% reduction in premium costs as a result of that competitive bid. Each year, there are some changes that we have to make to the plan design as a result of health care reform. 2 of those changes include increasing our out-of-pocket maximums for certain medical and prescription drug costs, as well as requiring the plan to pay at 100% certain preventive prescription drugs. In terms of cost containment and enhancement, in 2016, employees will have a 90-visit limitation on certain rehabilitation therapies. That doesn't mean that if they need more than 90, they can't get it. It will just require medical necessity and pre-authorization. The last bullet point there is one that I want to make sure that everybody really understands, and that is currently we have an in-state plan, an in-state medical plan for employees that are in-state, and we have an out-of-state plan for employees that may have dependents that are out-of-state. The claims that are processed between those 2 plans are processed by different organizations, and as a result, we pay 2 different administrative fees. So starting in 2016, any employee who has an out-of-state dependent, they will be moved automatically to the out-of-state plan. Now, there will be no service disruption of any kind. They'll continue to go to the same doctors they always have. The only difference is they will have a different medical card. And that medical card, when presented to the medical provider, just simply tells them to process those claims through Blue Cross Blue Shield. What that will do for us from a cost savings perspective is save us from having to pay 2 administrative fees for the same family. But again, no disruption in service whatsoever, and those employees will be notified accordingly and will be getting a new prescription card. Open enrollment this year is going to run October 5th through October 19th. It will be passive, as we have in prior years. All that means is if you don't want to make changes to your benefit plan, you don't have to. You don't have to go in there. Except for those who are participating in flexible spending, they will have to go in per IRS regulations to identify how much they want to have put into either the medical or the dependent savings account. Our Health and Wellness Benefits Fair is going to run October 13th this year. We're very excited. It'll be over at the Mesa Convention Center and will run from 9:30 to 2:30. All of our medical providers will be there, as well as our network providers, and flu shots will be offered there as well.
Mr. Luna, excuse me.
Yes.
Do you have a lot of participation from city employees that attend the health fair?
You know, we do. Last year we had somewhere around 900 that showed up at that fair, with very well attended each year, yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you, Gary. Any questions, council? Well, it might be just a good time to point out that we've got great city employees, and we're anxious to make sure that they are well taken care of. And so I think you do a great job at that. So thank you very much. Next item on our agenda is 2B, information regarding the job order contracting projects. Council, any questions regarding those? If not, the next item is to acknowledge receipt of minutes of boards and committees. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Thank you. And a second? Thank you. All in favor?
Could I just make a quick
Yes.
comment on that?
Mr. Richards.
On boards and committee meetings, like this last batch, there's one from May and one from June, and that's not very timely for getting them in October, because those are typically a great precursor of information on things that we're working on. So if we could try to get the minutes into our records in a little bit more timely manner, so we could kind of keep up with what our boards and committees are doing, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I think that's been noted. There's been a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. There's none. So
That's the one you want.
we'll take that as a vote in opposition to
Or you want the
the
grand
minutes. All right. The next item on our agenda then is to hear reports on meetings and/or conferences attended. Mr. Luna.
For many years now, the fallen fallen firefighters from Canada and the U.S. are honored during the solemn ceremony in Colorado Springs. And this year, Vice Mayor Kavanaugh, Councilmember Glover, and myself had the honor to attend. We also honored former Mesa firefighter Captain John O'Jane from Mesa, who was honored. He passed away last year. So it was a very nice ceremony, and I encourage all members from council to attend if they can next year.
Thank you very much. And certainly we extend our condolences to the family. I believe the gentleman passed away of causes related to his service. Is that right? Okay, well, our condolences to the family, and thank you for representing the city there. We appreciate that. Mr. Richens.
Last Thursday, since we didn't hold a study session, Councilmember Thompson and I toured the United Food Bank. Councilmember Thompson is a member of the board over there, and I had never been over there, and so took me over to see more about what the United Food Bank does, and they showed us the great work they do keeping citizens fed, not just in Mesa, but throughout our whole region. So really neat organization, worthy of our support and time. But I appreciated Councilmember Thompson taking the time to do that tour. Thank you.
Thank you. Your comment reminded me that yesterday there were several of us that were at the Paz de Cristo breakfast in a similar vein. So congratulations to Paz de Cristo for the great work they do, and encourage the community to continue to support that great organization fighting hunger in our community. Any other meetings or conferences? If not, Mr. Brady, can you update us on the schedule going forward?
Sure, Mayor, and let me do that, and then maybe you might want to introduce, last night you tweeted out a new video on light rail for downtown Mesa, so we thought we might want to show that.
Absolutely, I did.
So just quickly, the study session for next Monday will be, for September 28th, will be at 5:15, followed by the City Council meeting at 5:45, and a week from tomorrow, the Vice Mayor Kavanaugh will be having coffee with a council member from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Arizona Museum of Natural History, located at 53 North McDonald. So, Mayor, maybe would you like to anything you say? Or?
Yes. Before we close the meeting, let's take a look at the latest video regarding the light rail expansion.
That was well done, all
Yes.
in-house, so
Great.
well done by city staff. So I just wanted to
Well-
show that off, Mayor, so
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you, Channel 11, you guys do great work. The thing that strikes me looking at that is downtown Mesa is not Tempe, and it's not Phoenix. It's got its own very unique character, and that's a really good thing. So I think that was really captured well in that video. So thank you. Hopefully that'll be played frequently on Channel 11 and other places.
Encourage everybody else to share
Tweet it out, yes. Okay. Thank you. Nice job. I believe that's everything on our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? Thank you. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. We are adjourned.